So I'm out foxing this evening before the lambing gets started. And here we go, look, first field, and we've got a fox out just to the side of the driveway here. I can't shoot this one because we've got houses behind, so I'm going to have to leave this one for another night. So I'm using the InfiRay Gemini thermal binoculars this evening. These are a nice bit of kit. There's a review on the shooting show that I did a little while ago, so if you want a bit more info on them, have a look at that. But it's quite a dark overcast night tonight, although we have got quite a lot of sort of ambient light from the houses and what have you around. But it's not too bad, although I think we're likely to get a bit of rain this evening. At the moment it's alright, but it's forecast, so I opted for thermal spotter and thermal scope as well. Got the InfiRay TH50 V2 with me. I've opted for that over, I was going to be bringing the PARD 007 with me this evening, but I've opted for this because I just sort of thought if it was a bit hazy, you know, we got a bit of light rain or something, then we're not going to struggle seeing it. The thermal is just going to cut through that. So anyway, we've seen one fox already, just off the side of the driveway to the farm. So that's a good sign, so there's bound to be a few about, so let's have a wander out across the fields and have a look. I'm going to give it 10 minutes just stood here next to this hedge. This hedge will help hide my silhouette, and it's usually quite a good spot here because there's a cut through in the hedge just in front of me, and there's another one sort of on the hedge that runs down across in front of me as well. It's about 100 and something yards away, and this one's probably 50 yards away. But foxes quite often come out the hedge at the bottom there and come up either straight up past me up towards the farm or cut into this next field. So yeah, it's usually quite a good vantage point. Hey. Well, I've been here probably, I don't know, 5 minutes if that. And the fox just come straight through the hedge just next to me, through the little cut through, and he was about probably 40-50 yards in front of me, and he walked out across the field. I was just giving him a little wait just to stop him. Knocked that one over, so that's like within 10 minutes of being here, fox down, so that's a good start. As quick as that, I've just spotted another one out the other end of the field. I'm going to walk straight down this field and see if I can maybe squeak that one in. Some foxes about tonight. 2 foxes I think out there, one definitely, I'm not sure about the other one. There's something else out there that's hot, I don't know what it is. It could be a fox. I'm going to try squeaking them in, or at least squeaking one of them in anyway. So whenever you've had a little squeak, it's always worth having a little pan around, because quite often you can be squeaking one fox like that one. That one just came running straight across the field and then sat the other side of the hedge. But I want him a little bit closer. I want to come through the hedge into this field. And I just had a quick look around with a thermal. And there was another one. He'd obviously come in a bit, and I think he was a bit dubious. He'd probably sort of seen me, or I don't know, but he wasn't too sure, and he was obviously backing away down that hedge line, and I managed to just get onto him, just knock him over. So, and the other one legged it, but it's just mental down here for foxes. I think I came down here probably a couple of years back and shot 17 in one night, just walking around with a 223. It's just insane. It's partly, I think, because we've got a couple of housing estates sit either side of this farm, but it's a sheep farm, and the foxes take a hell of a toll on the lambs here, which is no surprise due to the numbers here, which are probably fighting for the food supply. So yes, a few lambs is easy pickings. They're also quite bold, these foxes, and yeah, they're just everywhere. It does make you think when people sort of comment on the videos and stuff and say, oh, you know, you can't go shooting that many and that, you're going to white foxes out and stuff using thermal and whatever. Well, we shoot this sort of number every year. Me, my mate Kjaer, he shoots at least 250 a year. I'll shoot at least 150 to 200 a year. So between us, we're shooting 400 to 500 foxes a year, and we're still seeing the same numbers year in, year out. There's no let up. I've been out here now for probably 20 minutes, and I've had 2 foxes in one field. So there's definitely a few around, and I've seen another one on the drive. There was another one which ran back across the next field, so I've seen probably 3 or 4 foxes in 20 minutes. So we've definitely got a lot of numbers down in the south. Would you believe this, but not 2 minutes ago I shot that last fox. There's another one down in the field, bottom corner, pretty much where I was just stood. I'm going to head back down the field and see if I can get a shot down the field at that one. I need to be a little bit careful here because the sheep are all bunched up in this top corner of this field, and what I don't want to do is spook them and get them to run down the field towards that fox, or he'd be gone. Right, the sheep are starting to move around, so this is as close as I'm going to get.
Hey!
Another one down. So within half an hour of being out, 3 foxes all in the same field. the mag topped up. Could be a busy night. Well, I've just walked back up the other end of the field, and this is that fox, the second one I shot. That's a vixen. That's a pretty good size, that, for a vixen. Right, I'm going to go and stand by a couple of oak trees just up top here. Just keep an eye on this end of the field for a little while, because again, foxes quite often sort of track back and forth across this next field where that one was that came through and I squeaked it, or was going to come through. But yeah, you get quite a few there. Well, do you know what? Actually, just about everywhere on this farm. But yeah, here's a pretty good place to sort of stand and look around, because you get pretty good view from there, and it's quite a high point, so you're kind of shooting down as well, which is always a good thing. Well, I haven't seen anything for the last probably hour and a half, but we've been quite lucky with the weather so far. It's been alright, but it's meant to absolutely hammer it down about midnight, and I don't want to be out in it, so I might well head home early tonight and score a few brownie points with the other half as well, getting home before silly o'clock in the morning. But we've had a good start anyway, so yeah, early result. I'll give it another 10 minutes and just see if we get lucky in that time. If not, adios, I'm heading home. We've given it a good 10 minutes and another 10 minutes on top of that, so I'm going to head down the other end of the field and pick them other couple of foxes up. Well, so walking back down the field there, I spotted another fox in the field at the bottom, and I gave him a squeak, and he was coming in lovely, and I was just waiting for him to pop up out through the hedge. And as he disappeared behind the hedge, another one come through as well, so I had two foxes both in that top field. Now one of them I felt pretty certain was going to come through, so I just sort of stood my ground and waited. I don't know why, but he never came through. Possibly there's a ditch that runs along through the bottom of the field here, and in that ditch I expect that's probably filled up with water with all the rain that we've had over the last 2 or 3 days. So he probably lost interest in the squeak and decided that it wasn't worth the effort of crossing the stream for a possible meal. And I saw him a little bit later just going off out across the fields in the opposite direction. The other one that was out of the field cut through and went out away from me as well. So there's a couple there for another night. But nonetheless, I've got 3 down there. So I think that's a good result for the evening. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching.
This time we are in the Midwest. We are in Nebraska, where me and my friend Kjaer Knudsen has got the opportunity to get a tour at the Hornady factory. But before we do that tour, we will go for a whitetail hunt, and we will test the new ammunition from Hornady, the 7mm PRC. Welcome to the shooting show.
here. It's a little too late to get out for a morning sit, so we're going to get you guys out this evening. I've got your rifles ready for you. Promise you'll have a Ruger M77 and 6.5 Creedmore. And for Jens, we have a brand new rifle in our brand new 7mm PRC. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This is where we'll be hunting. This is right along the Republican River. We'll be hunting the timber on the river. We've got several high sit stands for you guys. We've got an open stand with no roofs, and we've got some enclosed stands where we've got heaters because it's getting extremely cold here this time of year. But the deer should be moving up and down that river system looking for does because it's the heart of the rut.
Yep.
Before we go out here, it's important by law that we wear Hunter's Blaze Orange on top and bottom. So you have to display a vest and a hat at all times. And we'll get you out there, and it's going to be a good hunt.
Now I can shoot in three different directions. And it will get pretty cold here, so it's already cold, so I have a heater in here with a gas. In front of me I have a lot of turkey right now. I saw one female, one doe, when I arrived to the stand, but since there's not been much movement from there. Jens is sitting in another tower where he will try to shoot a whitetail with the new launch from Hornady. There is a first time for everything, and for me today there was two first times. One of the first times was that I took my first American whitetail deer, which was a nice experience. The other first time was that I took an animal with the 6.5 Creedmore, which I heard a lot good about, but never shot it myself. So when I got the opportunity here in Nebraska, I took it. It was with the traditional setup with a Ruger M77 Hawkeyes. The deer came out 80 meters from me. It took a nice hard bullet and ran 80 meters before he fell. So that was really a nice experience for me. My first bullet with the 6.5 Creedmore, and it was still in the animal, just in the skin on the other side, and it looks nice.
The core.
The core.
And the distance?
The jacket.
The distance was 80 meters.
Nearby. The core will probably be shoved down. No, it didn't slip it. It's probably in there.
Should be nearby within an inch or so.
It's right in there. I think I felt it. Perfect. Textbook.
That's what you like?
Yeah, out of an ELDX, that's really what you're looking for with a 100-yard impact. When the velocity is the highest, you have to shed material. That material has to get out of the way, and lead being soft is going to continually flow. And so there's only so much lead inside the bullet. So as it flows, it's going to draw the core up from the bottom of the bullet, and that rapid energy transfer is what kills so quickly at close range, because as you're getting dramatic expansion, your frontal diameter is expanding at a really great rate. So that frontal diameter is getting increasingly larger, that energy transfer is happening, you're displacing tissue. The tissue will absorb so much energy until it cannot expand anymore, and it'll lacerate. So you get this huge temporary wound cavity. You're probably looking at 14 to 16 inches of penetration. I mean, that's just textbook performance from an ELDX. Gentlemen, thanks for coming out. Welcome to Hornady Manufacturing. I'm excited to have you. It's going to be a great hunt. The weather's going to be great. But before we do that, let's go take a tour of the factory.
Yes.
For the first time in my life, I will shoot a new caliber on the market, and I'm quite excited about it. And one of the designers is here next to me. It's Seth, and he will tell us about it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jens. Yes, this is the 7mm precision rifle cartridge. We released it on October 26th of this year, so it's incredibly new. It hasn't been out for not even a month yet. And when we design a new cartridge, we really design it backwards. We ask ourselves, what performance are we looking for? And once we isolate that, what bullets will give us that performance? And then how fast do the bullets need to be going to give us that performance? And then we design the cartridge case around that. And then we design the chamber to properly support the bullet and to hand the bullet off into the rifling very straight. We give it the proper twist rate. So in this case, what were we trying to do with the 7 PRC? We were trying to get the ultimate in long-range performance with a balance of recoil and barrel life, so it was shootable and it didn't have a whole bunch of recoil, but something that you could still confidently take big game at extended range if necessary. And so the 7mm PRC, it's a 7mm cartridge like the name implies. The ammo you'll be using is our Precision Hunter ammo, and that's a 175 grain bullet, our ELDX bullet, and it's doing 3,000 feet per second. So it's moving really fast. So if that shot's at 40 yards or 400 yards, you're going to have a cartridge that can effectively take that animal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What animal do you, if you take from the small size to big size, would you put into your...
Sure. So in America,
yeah,
this would be adequate for everything as small as wild boar and antelope.
Yeah.
And you could use this effectively on everything up to and including moose, maybe even brown bear with the right bullet choice.
Oh yeah.
So you can take nearly anything on this continent with it.
And the highest weight on the bullet, what would that be?
This would be the 175 is our heaviest hunting bullet.
Yeah.
We do offer match ammunition with a 180 grain bullet, but that's just for hitting targets far away.
Okay, yeah.
I think you're going to like it. I'm excited for you to use this on the hunt. It's lightning in a bottle right here. This is the good stuff.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to the hunt.
Ready for the evening sit. It's my third day whitetail hunting here.
We have recovered my whitetail, and I'm now in the stand together with Jens, trying to find a whitetail for him. And yesterday he saw some whitetails here. But what have you seen, Jens, during the last couple of days, and what have you filmed from this stand and other stands? Can you tell me that?
Yesterday I sat in the same high seat and I saw 2 or 3 bucks. And one was rubbing its antlers, and one was crossing the open field next to us. So, but I didn't have the opportunity to take a shot. So, so today we try again and see if we can, if we see the box again.
For the whitetail, there's a 9-day hunting season for the buck here in Nebraska, and it's in the rut. The rut peaks around the 15th of November, and we are now on the 19th. But there's one buck coming.
Oh.
Thank you, Thomas.
That's good.
Yep. Yes, sir. Thank you. It'll be nice to see
I got
this,
wet wipes on
this heart.
right under Jens's feet in that zipper. So all you have to do is punch a hole
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Just push through, and you're gonna go whitetail, male, November 19th.
19. Yeah.
Yep. It's got to be just pushed all the way through.
Yeah.
And then
So?
November.
And November.
Yeah.
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 And then male,
Made a whitetail
whitetail, male.
and made.
Cancel tag. Here you go. That's it.
If you aren't a member of Basque, it's time to join now. Basque, looking after your sport, looking after you.